Hello and welcome. It's Richard Haggerty here. Really good to see you, really good to connect with you. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about quitting smoking. And in fact, I want to talk specifically about why you don't need willpower to quit smoking. That's right, you don't need willpower to quit smoking. In fact, if you did need willpower to make a change, then you already would have done it. All right, and clearly, most people who are smoking, whether they're vaping, whether it's e-cigarettes, whether it's regular cigarettes, whether it's something else, cannabis, whether they're a social smoker, the willpower is not the way to go. All right, it's popularly thought to be the way to go, but it's not the way to go. And I want to explain today why that is. Okay, willpower is primarily a function of your conscious mind. All right, your thinking mind. It's a very limited kind of part of you. It's a very important part of you, the part of you that makes decisions, the logical, rational part of you that can, on a good day, you apply critical thinking and make a choice, a sensible choice about a new car to buy, a holiday to have, when it's safe to cross the road. But there's another part of us which is a much deeper part, much more powerful part. It's the part of us really that we want to influence to make good decisions. And in fact, sales experts know this, FBI hostage negotiators know this, that if you want to help people to make a change, you're not going to appeal to the logical mind, which we kind of over-venerate a little bit in the sort of the Western intellectual and academic tradition, certainly since the Enlightenment. No, it's the emotional side, it's that deeper side of us, because if you think about it, the wider mind, your mind and your body knows how to run, it knows how to walk, it knows how to talk, you know how to speak a language, you know how to breathe automatically, you know how to grow your skin cells, your body knows by and large how to recover from illness very quickly, your body knows how to sleep, there's a part of you that knows how to continue breathing even when you sleep and you're not thinking. That part of you has been studied very extensively by psychologists, and we know that there's a huge amount of potential in there. It's like a storage, this huge storage area, a repertoire of resources. Okay, so inside of you is this huge potential. You know it's there. You're doing it all the time. There are things that you practice, and somehow your body, your mind knows how to do it. It's a very deeper intelligence, and that storage capacity is vast. And really, that's what you want to influence to make a change. Okay, think about it like this: how many pieces of information could you keep in your conscious mind at one time and still function? For most people, it's very limited. Could be a couple, could be 7, 8, 9, but honestly, for most people, once it gets past about 4 things at one time, they are not functioning. They tend not to function as well, right? Because that's the limited bandwidth that is available to you, and that's really where people try to force stuff through with willpower. Willpower is more about trying to force things, trying to keep it in the forefront of your mind whilst you're going about doing all the other things in your life. And if you're spending 50% of your available energy and concentration to try and do that, honestly, it's demotivating because it saps your energy, it saps your focus. It's very draining on your kind of battery. If you think about it, we'll have like a sort of emotional battery. We start off the day at whatever it is. In an ideal world, it'll be 10 out of 10 or 100%. It can be out of 100, if you want to think about it that way. But during the day, things happen, calls happen, certain things drain our energy, certain interactions with people. Maybe an unexpected problem or bill, and it goes down a little bit. But if you've got to spend 50% of whatever you've got constantly throughout the day trying to force yourself to make a change, that's going to be very difficult. So that's the problem with willpower. So if willpower doesn't work, then the question obviously is, what does? And remember, there's this other part of you that is everything else that's not willpower. That's not the function of your immediate conscious attention, all right? And that's what we might call your subconscious. It's just a part of you that does everything else. Now, here's what's great. To influence the subconscious, if we don't want to rely on willpower, which is the conscious mind, really what we want to influence is that other part of you. And to do that, fundamentally, it requires you to have a strong reason. The strong reason helps to make the new behaviour that you want automatic. Okay? And really what you want to do is you want to take yourself to the point where enough is enough. So if you want to make a change, what you need to do is you need to get to the point of enough is enough. If you want to quit smoking for good, if you want to quit vaping for good, if you want to leave cigarettes behind, you need to get to the point of enough is enough. And the way to do that is what I call the chain of transformation. Okay, the chain of transformation is really 6 steps. All right, they're really simple. I want to run through them here so you understand it, so you understand what process you need to go through if you want to quit smoking for good, if you want to stop smoking for good. So the chain of transformation to change any behaviour starts with 1, noticing the behaviour. All right, you can't change anything unless you can observe it and notice that you're doing it. And when I say notice it, I mean notice the internal and the external triggers. I mean notice that you're doing something throughout the day with a heightened awareness. Notice that you're actually doing something that you don't want, whether it's eating cream buns, whether it's smoking a cigarette. And you notice the behaviour and you notice the consequences of the behaviour. You have this awareness that I am doing this. I'm doing this constantly. And you can see it as a pattern. So the first step is always to notice the behaviour as a pattern. Okay? You can't change anything you're not aware of. Secondly, you become dissatisfied with that. Okay? That link, you're making this link now clearer between the behaviour and the consequence of that behaviour. I'm smoking here, I smell, I cough, I'm feeling regretful, I'm not feeling confident, I'm not able to run around with my kids, I'm getting out of breath, all those kind of things. I'm spending all this money, but you're starting to become dissatisfied. Thirdly, you intensify that dissatisfaction. All right? When you intensify that dissatisfaction, what happens is you'll eventually be able to link the dissatisfaction to a strong reason to change, which is the 4th step. So you start with noticing the behaviour, you become dissatisfied with it, you intensify it, go, man, I'm spending all this money, all right, for example, or, I'm just so out of breath, all right. Now you're going to link it to a strong reason. Okay, I don't want to be out of breath. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to be there for my grandchildren. Okay. And 5, what happens automatically is once you've intensified that dissatisfaction enough and you've linked it to this strong reason, you'll get to a point of enough is enough. I'm going to make this change. There is a point, it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And 6, at this point, you are fully ready to engage with the process of quitting. All right. You can make any change if you go through these 6 steps. Notice your behavior. 2, become dissatisfied with it. 3, intensify the dissatisfaction. 4, link the dissatisfaction to a strong reason. 5, decide internally enough is enough. And 6, then fully engage with whatever process you want. If you're interested in finding out more, you're very welcome to ask a question in the comments of this video, or you can, you're very welcome to drop me a line for a consultation. But I want you to understand that when you want to make a change, you can't just rely on willpower. You don't need willpower to quit smoking. It's not effective. Willpower is a function of the conscious mind, the thinking, the logical mind. To make a change, you need to go to that more deeper, intuitive, unconscious, subconscious, emotional part of you, okay, that does things automatically. All right, but there's a way to kind of connect yourself to that flow and make it automatic. And that's these 6 steps, what I call the chain of transformation.